Pregame.com.
Welcome back to Pregame.tv. It's Belmont coverage, and I'm joined today in studio, Richard Saber from Gaming Today. And Richard, great having you aboard here, first of all. And you've got, we talk about horse racing, we talk about pedigrees. You got quite a pedigree here in Las Vegas. Why don't you tell our listeners some of your accomplishments and what you've done so far here in Vegas before we actually get into some racing?
Well, when I came to Las Vegas, I came here for very specific reasons. One was to get in the business, the race and sportsbook business, and the other was to gamble on horses, because I love betting horses. And the first year I was here, before I moved here, was in 1974-75, and I came and we played horses at the absolutely most fabulous place I was ever at, the Stardust. I said, if there's ever anything I would love to do, would be to bet horses on a daily basis at the Stardust. Well, I got the opportunity to move on here, and I started off running a sports service called West Coast Sports Group Incorporated. Then one day I happened to be walking through the Stardust, and the boss there asked me if I'd like to go to work there. It was one of my dreams, so I said, sure, when do I start? He said, tomorrow. So that's how I got my job at the Stardust.
Well, that's great. Now you're actually the race analyst writing for Gaming Today, a publication that's available here in Las Vegas at all of the sports books in town. And we'll have a special offer later on our last video for viewers if they want to pick up Gaming Today. We'll tell them more about that. But let's get into some racing. And as we do with all of the Triple Crown races, we preview horses that are contenders. Some of them might actually be pretenders as we talk about them. But a horse that's getting some talk from some of the experts because of what he did in the Peter Pan Stakes is horse number 2, Freedom Child. Now, Richard, this is a horse that in the Peter Pan Stakes just went wire to wire in the mud, winning by 13 open lengths. Just a big performance. But do you think that performance was more of a case of a horse that was in against a very soft field, or does this horse have a legitimate right to make some noise?
I find both reasons that the slop got him there, and it was a soft field that got him there. If you look at his running lines, he has 2 wins. His maiden win at Gulfstream Park, where he won by 5 open lengths, going wire to wire, alone on an easy lead. No one went with Freedom Child. Then the Peter Pan, breaking from the 1 hole, he gets another real easy lead. No one around him, goes wire to wire, just keeps going because no one's actually coming at him on that particularly sloppy track, and that was a real sloppy track that day. Yeah. And if you've seen his 2 wins were wire to wire. He's not going to get an easy lead today because I project a speed battle of fast pace.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think we're going to see the soft fractions that we saw in the Preakness. Now, Freedom Child, he raced one other race in a graded stakes race, and that was the Wood Memorial. And if you just read the racing form, you're going to look and see the horse was a non-factor in the race. But he actually was declared a non-starter in that race. When the gates opened, the starter didn't let loose, whatever, and the horse got stuck in the gate, spotted him a big lead, and he actually made a big move and got back into contention, but of course flattened out. And anybody that bet the horse in that race actually got their money back. So we really don't know. It would have been nice to see what he did in the Wood Memorial as a comparison, but as we saw, the horses that came out of the Wood Memorial didn't really race as good in the Derby, so it might not have told us what we needed to know anyways.
Marco, that's absolutely the way I saw it. The Verranzana, the Normandy Invasion, Vijack, all the horses that came out of that race absolutely did not run after that. Especially Verranzana was a complete total disappointment in the Kentucky Derby. That's one of my races that I excluded when I handicapped the Kentucky Derby. I didn't use any of those horses that were coming out of that race.
All right, well, there it is. Freedom Child, if he gets soft fractions and he's left alone, could be a factor, but we both agree he's not going to get that kind of trip, and the hype from the Peter Pan just a little bit too much, and this horse not a real legitimate contender in the race. Now, we're going to be back. We are going to talk about another horse that we feel both big shot in the Belmont, and that's, of course, the Kentucky Derby winner, number 5, Orb. That's up next on pregame.tv.